In this session, I am going to show you how to integrate a large language model with Spring AI. These are the steps we are going to follow. First, we set up Ollama. Second, we integrate Ollama with the Spring AI. Then, how to build a simple AI travel planner. The Ollama is a lightweight, extensible framework. This is to manage our large language model. We can build a large language model, we can run it locally on our machine. And this is the website where you can download Ollama. So, ollama.com, you can see that it is available for Mac OS, Linux and Windows. Just download and start installing it. And there are different types of models. You can go to the blog and you can see some useful content available here. So, we will be using a model called Llama 3.2. 3.3 is there, but it is around 42 GB. 3.2 version, it takes only 2 GB. 3.2. So, the Llama 3.2, it is from Metas. So, let me show you how to start with. So, once the installation is done, you can open your terminal and there is a help option. We can see the available commands for the Ollama. Ollama help, and these are the available commands. And to run a model, we can use the run command. This is the option Ollama run, and this is one of the models. So you can search the models here in the search models. Llama 3.2. So if it is not downloaded in your system, first it downloads, then it starts running it. And now we can ask some question to this model. Why is the sky blue in color? It says that the sky appears blue because of a phenomenon called scattering. Yeah. And it gives a lot of information. And finally, we are getting a summarized information. The sky appears blue because of, you can see, read it. And you can ask the next question, and everything is called a prompt. And if you want to come out, we can say that bye. And if you want to see where it is installed in your system, I can show you ls, then /.ollama, use the folder called models, then manifest, registry.ollama.ai, library, and here you can see that. So these are the available models in my system, and if you want, you can list your models like this. Ollama list. This is the easiest way, but this just I want to show you where these models are available. And we can uninstall a model. If you want to remove a model, you can remove it manually. So for that you need to go to this path. Let me go to my location, users, bright. You can see the Ollama folder, models, manifest, library, Llama 3.2. You can say that okay, move to trash it. And now it shows I have only a model called 5. It is from Microsoft. Now if I run it again, Ollama run Llama 3.2, you can see that yes, it is pulling the manifest. So now it is downloading because it is not available. So it is of around 2 GB. And if you want to exit from the prompt, you can say that /bye. Very simple. That is how to set up Ollama. So go to this website, download it, then you can run different types of models. And now let me demonstrate how we can build an AI powered travel itinerary planner. So I'm going to use the Gradle as the build it tool, and I have IntelliJ IDE. So this is the IDE I'm going to use it, and this is the version I'm using, 2024.3.1.1. I'm creating a new project, Springboard. Okay, I can say that travel itinerary. Okay, some location, and you can say that, okay, Gradle Kotlin. You can give some path. Let us say com.bright, and you can give some, specify the version of JDK 23. Okay, JDK 23. Next, and these are the dependencies I'm going to use it. The first one Lombok, then Spring Web and Ollama, because we are going to use this Ollama framework. We are going to integrate it. So to start with, Spring Web, then followed by Lombok, then followed by Ollama. You can see it comes under AI. So there is a menu option called AI. You can see there are various items available here. If you want to use the OpenAI, you can use OpenAI. So in this demonstration purpose, I am going to use Ollama. Select it, then click Create. In application.properties, we are going to set some properties. The first one is we are going to say that, okay, which model we are going to use it, whether Llama 3.2 or Llama 3.3 or any other model. Let us say you want to use the Microsoft model called 5. 5 is another model. Just as I showed you, Ollama list 5. You can say that, okay, you want to use 5 3.5, that is from Microsoft. Then we'll be doing some asynchronous requests. So by default, Spring Framework provides a timeout of 10 seconds. If we go with the default timeout of Spring, then we will not be getting the response because it takes more time. It takes more than 10 seconds. So here I mentioned it is in terms of millisecond, that is 60 seconds, that is 60,000 millisecond. And we can say that, okay, we need logging also, that is the debug mode. So let us set all these properties in application.properties. Open main resources, application.properties. Now we can say that spring.ai.ollama.chat model equal to Llama 3.2, then spring.mvc.async.request timeout. So what should be the customized timeout? 60,000 millisecond. It means 60 seconds. So what about the logging level? Logging level dot org dot spring framework dot web equal to debug. And now we can go to the Java folder. So this is our application class. I'm going to right click and say that we are going to create a package for service layer. Service, and let us create an interface. I'm going to name it as Itinerary AI service. So I'm going to use only one service method which returns a mono of string object. Mono of string object. So the mono of string means it returns a sequence of 0 or 1 asynchronous result. That is the meaning of mono of string. So our method returns a mono string object. And we can say that get itinerary. So whenever we plan a travel, there will be origin, then there will be destination, and again we can add more parameters. There will be number of days, then followed by preference. If you want, we can say that, okay, what is the travel mode? So I'm going to use the travel mode. I'm going to say that, okay, what is the preference? Whether it is for biking or some other activity and some other adventurous activity. So these are the 4 parameters I'm going to use it. And now let us create an implementation package, impl. So let us create a class called itinerary AI service implementation. We can say that it is a service bean where this class implements itinerary AI service, override the abstract method get itinerary. All right. And here we have to generate a request to the large language model through an URL. For that, I am going to use an instance of type WebClient. WebClient. Now I am going to create a constructor public, but it is not WebClient. WebClient dot builder and we can say that this dot web client equal builder dot base URL http colon localhost and port number is not 8080, that is the 8080 is the default port number for Tomcat. Ollama uses a default port number that is 11434 and if we can check that, just copy this URL, open a new tab and type this or paste it localhost colon 11434. So if the Ollama is running, you can see that in my system Ollama is running. You can see that it shows quit. Currently the Ollama is running. So this is the base URL and say that okay, build the web client object. So web client object is ready. If we want to send a request to the LLM, we have to send model name as well as prompt name. For that, I'm going to use private, then string, let us say Ollama model. So which model you are going to use it? So already we have set the model in application.properties llama 3.2. So that we can access it here or we can say Ollama model, or you can say, let us say AI model. That will be more appropriate. Here we can use the at value annotation, and you can see value, don't take it from Lombok, take it from org.springframework.beans.factory.annotation, then within double quotes, dollar, set of curly braces, spring.ai.ollama.chat.model. Fine. Okay, now let us code this getter method. So here we have a get itinerary method. To start with, let us create a prompt. Create a prompt. So that is going to be a string object. String prompt equal. I'm going to use string.format. We can say that generate some number of days. %d day travel itinerary from origin to destination. So %s to %s. So here origin, and here for destination with a preference of, we can say that, okay, what is a preference? Then followed by, we can say that the first one, okay, number of days, origin, destination, preference. So let us now read it, generate, okay. Let us say a 3-day travel itinerary from origin to destination with a preference of, and that preference value. Let us say biking. The prompt is ready now. Now we can say that, okay, once it is done, return, use the WebClient object, WebClient dot, we are going to use the post request. The reason of using the post request is because we have to send some request body. The request body should contain the AI model which you are using and followed by prompt. So I'm going to use the webclient.post.uri, and the endpoint of Ollama, you must type it as API/generate. It means http://localhost:1434/API/generate. So you should follow as it is. Then we can mention, okay, the content type, it is of media type dot application JSON, and what is the body value? Body value, okay. So now here we have to create some object which contains the prompt and AI model. For that, I'm going to create a new package under this main package, and the package name is model, and let me create a new Java record. Let me name it as AI request, and this AI request contains what is the model, followed by prompt. All right. So let us come back to here. We can say that here new AI request, AI model, prompt, and then we can get the response, that is by using the method called retrieve, and say that dot body to mono string dot class. So the body to mono means it gives one asynchronous result, means that it attempts to produce a single string object or an error upon completion of the asynchronous operation. So let us see what is the outcome. Okay, so when you're generating the request, you must say what is the endpoint of Ollama, then followed by what is the content of the body. Here we have a AI request object, and here this content type, it is optional, and we can call the method retrieve followed by body to mono. Okay, now we can create a controller. So go back to the project hierarchy. Here create a new package called controller. Right click, new Java class. Let us say itinerary controller, itinerary AI controller. And first annotate with REST controller, and I'm going to use the required arguments constructor annotation followed by at request mapping. Let us say API / v1 / itinerary. Then private final, okay, use the service, and let us say we have a get mapping and public string itinerary. It is not a string. Get itinerary, we can say that yes, it is of mono string. Mono of string itinerary service. Just remove this block. Okay, so itinerary AI service dot this getter method, then we have to pass origin, destination, number of days, and preference. Now let us run the project. So it says that the port number 8080 was already in use. So let me change the port number. $8081. So it says that okay, it started, Tomcat started on port 8081. Let me open my Postman. So let me change the port number here, 8081 and API v1, and we are going to pass some request parameter too. So we have to do some modification in the code. Go back to the controller. So here a slight modification by using this annotation called at request parameter, at request, at request param annotation. So before every parameter, include this annotation. Let me rerun it. Fine. So here API v1 itinerary / generate, then all these request parameter, origin let us say Fairfield, destination Ollama, number of days 3, preference biking, and click send. So we are getting an error message that okay, status 404. Let us see what is the problem here. So it shows that okay, the resource not found, no static resource, API v1 itinerary generate. Let me check the endpoint. Okay, so here we have no generate, just delete it. Okay, now click send it. We can look at the console too. It says that it started an asynchronous request for API /v1 / itinerary. It says exiting, but response remains open for further handling. Response 200. Okay, so it seems good. Let us go back to the Postman. It takes a couple of seconds. It takes more than 20-30 seconds, 20 or 30 seconds. So it says that survey is unavailable. Okay, let us try once again. Okay, let me stop running it. And yeah, it is running again. And send the request. Here, okay, here the response remains open for further handling. Response 200. Okay. All right. So this is the output. You can see model Llama 3.2 created at that time. Response 0, done false. It is not 0, it is O. It says okay. Just read the response alone. Ollama, Iowa is approximately 45 miles north of Fairfield. Yeah, but this is not a good output because the end user should be able to read it without all these things. So we have to extract the response alone. So we are going to do some cleaning for the output. So go back to our code, take the service implementation. Instead of body to mono, we are going to use another API method called body to flex. The body to flex method gives a sequence of asynchronous result where each result in the sequence is a string object. So change this to body to flex string dot class. Now I'm going to use a map method, and every data will be a JSON string object. So take every JSON string object and open a set of curly braces. We can say that JSON node equal to null. Then you can say that okay, by using a try catch. Okay, this is some. Let me remove this code and show you step by step. JSON node equal new object mapper dot retrieve JSON string. Now this retrieve method, it throws a checked exception, so we have to handle the exception. And finally we can say that return JSON node.get, and here what should be the content. So here we have to read the response data. So I'm just copying this response and put it here. So don't forget to change it. Get response as text, then followed by filter, take every response, and if it is not empty, only then take it. So we are not including all the response. Empty response, we are ignoring it. Then followed by, we are going to use the method reduce from the string class string concat, and if there is any error, do on error, we can say that okay, there is some error, it is not good, system.out.println. Let us change it. System.error.println, we can say that error during API call. And what is the error message? All right. Now let us run the project again. Stop and rerun it. Okay, let us check the output. Now let me send a request. So here it shows I cannot provide information or guidance on travel to Iowa. Can I help you with something else? But don't worry, you can try again. Wow, we got the output. Here it shows, here is a suggested 3-day travel itinerary from Fairfield, Iowa to Ottumwa, Iowa with a focus on biking. This is our preference. And it says day 1, okay, what is the plan? Day 2, what is the plan? Day 3, the schedule. Is it not interesting? So these are the things we have done. First we downloaded Ollama, then we connected with the Spring AI, then we built a simple app, a AI travel planner. Thank you for watching this.